This video is about fragrances that leave an intoxicating scent trail, or sillage. If you're interested, stay tuned. Hey there everybody, it's Peter from Scent Trail. It's good to see you again. If this is your first time, I want to extend a warm welcome to you. If you love fragrances or you just want to smell great, maybe you're looking for a gift for someone, consider subscribing, as we always review all kinds of fragrances and have different lists, so on and so forth. I want to thank you in advance. And now let's get into our 10 intoxicating scent trails. Sometimes when you're walking around or you enter an elevator, you can pick up a scent. Too often it's not a good one, but let's, for the sake of this video, imagine that it's a really awesome scent. And at this point it's called scent trail or sillage. Sillage and projection are often confused. Projection is how far a fragrance radiates of the origin. In most cases it's a person, but I have some bottles, when you leave them open, when you walk by, you can smell it even though it hasn't been sprayed. And sillage is when you're leaving molecules behind and you walk away and they stay in the air around you. So one is projection, how far it goes off your skin, and the other one is sillage, and that's the molecules you leave behind in the air and someone walks into it and smells it, or behind you when you walk. This video is about fragrances that leave an incredible sillage. So when you walk by, or when you leave an area and somebody walks into it and they smell the scent that you left behind. And it's a really good one, or even intoxicating. So these fragrances that we have here are all intoxicating scent trails. The first fragrance I have in this list is a fragrance by Thierry Mugler, and it is Pure Malt. Now this 2009 fragrance has some whiskey, coffee, and vanilla. Let's give it another spray. I sprayed it earlier to kind of get a refresh your memory of it. Oh, it's such a good fragrance. The peat note in this fragrance mixed with, well, first of all, it gives this fragrance a little bit of a smokiness. Mixed with the coffee, the whiskey, and the vanilla, make this one a completely awesome scent trail when you walk into it. You just can't get enough of it and you want more the moment you smell it. It's a great fragrance from 2009 from Mugler. That's our first one, Pure Malt. The next one that has a really beautiful sillage is one from Issey Miyake. It's from the Nuit d'Issey line, and it is Pulse of the Night. This one right here is a powdery fragrance with some amber, vanilla, tonka in the body of the fragrance. There's also some frankincense in here. The frankincense in Pulse of the Night stays throughout the top and the middle of the fragrances until it settles into the base notes, which are some leather, and some woody notes. There's also some vanilla in here. This one is cozy, sweet, and powdery. It's a beautiful scent trail. That's our second choice. The third fragrance I have is Armani Stronger With You. Armani Stronger With You is a warm, spicy scent with some chestnut in it. There's also a little bit of freshness in here. And the freshness comes from the pepper and the mint, and it's all surrounded by cinnamon. When the gaiac wood and the amber appear, it's a beautiful scent bubble when it's colder outside. And when you walk into this one, imagine it is snowing with the chestnut. It's just a wonderful scent to walk into. It's got a great sillage. It's Armani Stronger With You, and that's our third choice. Another one that's really great and has amazing longevity and a really good sillage is Azzaro, and that's Wanted by Night. This is one of the fragrances, if you spray it somewhere or you leave it open, if you walk by it, you can smell it all day. It's a really powerful fragrance. Now, when I first sprayed this one, it's not really my cup of tea. It's a little bit too fruity, but I really enjoy this fragrance once the top note sort of wears down a little bit. When the top note is gone and the benzoin leather and patchouli comes out of this fragrance, this is really a fragrance that you want to follow when you smell it somewhere. You smell it, you just want to go after it. It's a great scent after the top note's worn off. And that's Azzaro Wanted by Night. And if you're looking for an intoxicating scent trail, the next one is spot on. It is CH Men, and it's the PRIVE from 2015. This is a boozy, herbaceous sage fragrance. Now it's said that this one is discontinued. I still see it on online retailers in places or online discount sellers. This one has a really unique scent trail. Although it is not the biggest projector and the sillage is not huge, but the one that it leaves, it's absolutely amazing. It's smooth, boozy, leathery goodness. I would get it before it's all gone. And that's CH Men Privé. And if you like a fragrance that's a little bit more on the mature side, I think that PASHA de Cartier, the perfume version from 2020, is a really good one. This one has some liquor notes. It has some patchouli, some labdanum in this one. There's a little bit of an animalic note in PASHA de Cartier, and it is a note that it's derived from junipers. So it has a little bit of, just a little animalic sort of background. It's really lovely though. Now this one is a little bit more mature. It's not for the younger people, but it has an amazing sillage nonetheless. And that's PASHA de Cartier from 2020. Now I know all the college students out there that are watching, they got their finger on the next button, but don't worry, I got a really amazing scent that I love as well, even though it's geared towards a little bit of a younger crowd, but I think this one is really great. And it is Ultra Male from Jean Paul Gaultier, and this is the 2015. I think we'll give it a spray. This is a Francis Kirkjohn fragrance. He's the perfumery behind this one, and it has pear, mint, and vanilla, and it lasts hours and hours and hours. It's a really amazing fragrance. I know it gets talked about a lot, but it's for good reason. It's a really good one. And the sillage on this one is completely intoxicating. That's why it's been a good seller from 2015. Got a wonderful perfumer behind it. That's Ultra Male from Jean Paul Gaultier. Great sillage. The next two I picked are somewhat similar in scent. They both leave a scent trail of darkness, beauty, and elegance. DIOR Homme 2011, it's the Intense, and Givenchy Gentleman, and it's the Eau de Parfum. These two smell somewhat similar, but they're still different, and I think it's worth having both if you've wondered whether you should get one or the other. I don't have the 2020 new one, the Parfum Intense, but I heard it smells very similar. I don't have a new bottle yet. But this one from 2011, to me it's a masterpiece. With white muskmallow, iris, pear, and lavender. This lipsticky fragrance, if you were to smell it somewhere on someone, just makes you want to go in closer and find out who is wearing it. It's really good. That's 2011 DIOR Homme Intense. I think that Gentleman by Givenchy is a little bit more on the grown-up, gentlemanly side. It's not quite as lipsticky. Now, there's also no iris in here, but I think that the orris and lavender in here, they get really close to the smell of DIOR Homme Intense. This is just a little less lipsticky and just a little bit more gentlemanly. The DIOR Homme Intense is just a little bit more on the feminine side maybe, while this one leans more masculine. But it doesn't matter whether you wear Givenchy Gentleman or whether you wear DIOR Homme Intense. Both of these have an incredible intoxicating scent trail. When you walk into it, you really just look around and go, who's wearing this? The last one I picked for this for intoxicating scent trails is a trendsetter who kind of does his own thing. It's also a designer bordering like the niche quality and the niche prices, but it's still a designer, and it's a Tom Ford. It's Tom Ford Noir Extreme from 2015. This oriental woody fragrance from Tom Ford has a note like kulfi, and everybody always talks about it, kulfi. I've never tried it, but it's supposed to be an Indian ice cream dessert-like thing. However, what sticks out to me, since I don't know what kulfi smells like, is a note called mustic. And mustic is a balsamic turpentine-like smell. And now you're like, oh my God, turpentine. Who wants to smell like turpentine? Let me tell you. This mustic with the kulfi mixed with the saffron, neroli, the orange blossom, and the vanilla. This thing it's majestic. It's such a wonderful, deep, and rich fragrance, and in no way does it smell just like turpentine or like your dad's workshop or your grandpa's workshop. This is a wonderful fragrance from 2015, and the scent trail is absolutely amazing. You have to get your nose on that if you haven't tried that yet. It's a deeper fragrance for the winter months, for the colder months, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this one from Tom Ford. That's Tom Ford Noir, and it's the Extreme. If you know of some fragrances that have an intoxicating scent trail, I would like to hear from you. You can leave it in the comments down below. This is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that little bell button. Until the next time, I want you to take good care of yourself. Always smell nice, and I'll talk to you soon. Until then, scent trail out.